A little till there was you. I'm doing it in the real book key of E flat and iReal Pro, which I use sometimes, the app that has it in E flat also. Of course, you can change it on iReal Pro. But anyway, it was Till There Was You, written by Meredith Willson. It was recorded January 1st. For the first time, it was recorded January 1st, 1962. Brian Epstein, the Beatles manager, had finagled an audition with Decca Records. And New Year's Day, 1962, the Beatles were in the studio. This is one of the first songs they ever recorded professionally. It was Epstein's idea. He was trying to appeal to Decca Records at the time and show that they had a broad repertoire, not just rock and roll, Little Richard, Chuck Berry stuff, but also they could do, you know, Best Me Mucho or this, ballads. And, you know, McCartney was showing off his ballad singing. Needless to say, Decca turned them down. They said, nah, guys, get out. We don't need you. Guitar groups are on the way out. This was in 1962. So anyway, Lennon was annoyed because he blamed Epstein for picking these sappy kind of ballady songs. But shortly, a few weeks later, February 13th, Epstein met with George Martin, who was a producer, a big shot at Parlophone Records for EMI in Britain. And he played him the tapes from the Decca audition that the Beatles failed. And one of the tracks was Till There Was You. So overall, Martin was not too impressed, but he was very impressed by Till There Was You because of Harrison's guitar playing and because of McCartney's sweet vocal. So Martin was like, okay, I'll give these guys an audition. So, of course, they had the audition with Parlophone. They got in, and this tune was actually on their first album. So in a way, Lennon was wrong and Epstein was right. You could almost say that Till There Was You was a key factor in George Martin agreeing to audition them and agreeing to take them on and give them a contract. In any event, be that as it may, let's look at the tune. Again, the Beatles did it in F. I'm doing it in E flat because that's the real book and the iReal Pro. Let's just take a look briefly. This is tough for me to tell what I'm showing you and what you're seeing. But basically, these are the chord changes in the key of E flat. So, you know, think of the diminished chords, like the second chord there is E diminished. Just think of those as like they're like half-step approaches to the next chord that's coming. So without paying too much attention to the diminished, which sounds really nice, you have the 1 chord, you have the 2 chord. So if I move my way through, we have the 1 chord, the key of E flat, we have the 2 chord is F minor 7. But the really nice thing about the tune, in my opinion, is it goes to the 4 minor. Now, as you probably know, any major key, the 1 chord is major, the 2 and the 3 chords are minor, the 4 and the 5 are major, the 6 is minor, and the 7th is either diminished or, depending on how you harmonize it, it would be a diminished triad. The nice thing is when they go to that 4 chord, which normally should be a major, as we just said, and they make it into a 4 minor. That's done a lot in music, and it works really well in this tune. So I know I'm going to get some backlash because I didn't do an F. The Beatles is in all of our heads of a certain age, and it's in F. But basically, this is kind of like just my crazy little short version of the intro right here in this tab. It's the very beginning. This is kind of the beginning of Harrison's guitar solo right here. I'll try to go over it in a few minutes just to really play it and show you that on the guitar. Of course, then it continues. He does that chord thing where it's like it's an F minor, putting the pinky on and off on the first string, and then it comes up a minor third all the way up to the B flat minor and does the same thing with the pinky on and off. You'll hear it. And then he does a nice E flat major bar chord with the rake all the way up to the first string, which is a nice effect. He comes down, G minor, G flat minor, and then it's almost like a little Hendrix preview of a few years later. He does an E7 sharp 9, which can also be considered something else, I think, in this key, but let's not get into it. Excuse me. So yeah, let's just take a look. And I tried to, I recorded this with my friend a few days ago, and we just did a 2-guitar thing. It was super simple. No Beatles stuff at all, no intro, no solo. I thought I'd come back and try to inject a little bit of the Beatles into it, even though it's in E flat, it's not their key. My guess is that McCartney, he had a somewhat high voice, and I guess he wanted it up in F because he thought he sounded best in that key. But anyway, let's take a look at the chord changes. So we're in the key of E flat major. E flat's the 1 chord, F minor is the 2 chord, G minor is the 3 chord. Normally, A flat major 7 would be the 4 chord. B flat 7 is the 5 chord. Okay, so as I said, it's E flat major 7. This is just like an approach to the F minor that's coming. This is an E diminished. Then we're going to F minor 7, and here's that nice A flat minor. The real book has it going from A flat minor to the D7 with the D9. I just like staying on the A flat minor. Da, 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 da. Now the real book has G minor 7, G flat diminished, F minor 7 to B flat. But I like the Beatles thing better, which is really, and it goes along with the melody, G minor 7, G flat minor 7, F minor 7. It's also just a simple fill I lifted from Harrison. Okay, so, excuse me. So the first turnaround there, just go back to the top. E diminished, F minor 7, A flat minor 7, G minor 7, F minor 7, B flat 7. Okay, the first turnaround would be, and then the second time around when you do that line again, you're going to finish on E flat 6, A flat minor 6. I don't think I do that. I think I'm going more the Beatle way, which would be, again, the turnaround. E flat 6, A flat minor 6, E flat 6, going into E flat dominant 7. And that's this part. The underlying chord there is actually the A flat major 7. Again, another approach, A diminished, which is approaching E flat, C7, F minor 7, F7, F minor 7, nice chord here, B flat 7 with a sharp 5, F minor 7, A flat minor 7, the 4 minor. Okay, let's just take a look. I'm probably going to need another video to get through the little chord melody thing I was trying to do. But if we take the first chord as E flat major, you know, this is your C major down here, C major cowboy chord. Okay, so we've, and the intro goes, okay, so technically this last note is above a diminished chord, but it's too much of a hassle to get to this, and it doesn't even sound that great. So what I do is I just play the E flat major chord, second string, second string, third string, fourth string, and then play the E note. Then we're going to do basically F minor, second string, third string, play the third fret on the fourth string. So what's basically happening is this. It ends on B flat. What I'm trying to do to fill it out a tiny bit is do it over the chord, at least in the first instance. Then you repeat. Then we have E flat major 7. Now this is E diminished, and I'm barring the first two strings to get my melody note. This is going to be, you know, there's an F minor 7 right here. I play it this way because that enables me to do, anyway, we try that again. From the top, E flat major 7, E diminished. This is going to be that F minor 7. Come up to this F minor 7 on the first four strings, then to this one. See, I slow down and I forget what I'm doing. Here we go. A flat minor 7, so it's a minor 9 with that on. That's the vocal melody. Okay, one more time. E flat major 7, E diminished, F minor 7, another F minor 7, the other one, and then the A flat minor 7. Do the E flat major 7 again, but first put this on. Second string. G minor 7, chromatically down to F minor 7. Play the bottom part of this B flat 7. I've got string 6, string 4, and string 3. Okay, now play the E flat major 7 all the way through to the first string. Do a little G flat 7, I think that is. And then let's throw in the Harrison. So for our second A section, it's pretty much the same. E flat major 7, E diminished, F minor 7, A flat minor, G minor, G flat minor, B7. Now here's the turnaround. That's leading into the middle section. This is E flat 6, A flat minor 6, back to E flat 6. Now we're going to accentuate the second string out of this E flat dominant 7. Okay, what this is, you know, the form we were using down below was E flat major 7 on the inside four strings. We're going to move that up so your index is on the 11th of the 5th string. And we're going to bar with the pinky. We're going to bar with the pinky, on the first two strings, and then unbar to catch the 11th fret on the first string. So it's going to be. Now play the open 5th along with these two notes. 4th string 10th fret, 3rd string 8th fret, octaves, F, F, E flat. Now we've got, again, the E flat major 7, but barring the first two strings, which can be a little difficult. And then take it off to accommodate the vocal melody. This is a little hairy. So what this is it's a C7 flat 9. Okay, let's take it again from the middle section of the tune. Okay, I'm blacking out. Here we go. Yeah, here it is. This is the E flat major 7. Here's the C7 flat 9. That's going from the 9th fret to the 10th to accommodate the vocal melody. F minor 7. So our melody goes. Okay, so now this is nice. F9. Now we're going to this, which I'm barring strings 2, 3, and 4, and I've got F minor 7. Do an octave on C. That's really nice there. B flat 7 with a sharp 5. Somewhat hip for 1962 and the Beatles. When the rest of your repertoire is 1, 4, 5 in, the key of E or the key of A, this probably impressed Martin because Harrison was covering these chords and he was able to solo over the changes. So then we go back. Okay, now we're going to work our way into the Harrison solo. F minor 7, B flat 7. Here we go. See if I can do it. F minor 7, toggle the pinky on and off. A flat minor 7. Now we got the rake. This is just an E flat major, but we're going to bar all the way down, including the first string. And then we're going to do, this is the G minor 7, G flat minor 7, F minor 7, B flat 7. And then we're going to land on this E flat major. So all I'm doing there is I'm playing the second string twice, the third string once, and the fourth string once. This is so cool. This might have been what got them the audition with Martin. So what Harrison's doing is he's playing over the diminished chord, and he's playing G, 5th string, 1st fret, 4th fret, 4th string, 2nd fret. See, when I stop and talk, I can't play it. Yeah. Now we're into music. This is the F minor 7, B flat 7, sharp 5, and now we're finishing off. So all this is, you're going to make the There Was Love staccato so that we can jump into the little Harrison fill. So it's there was love all around. Check this out. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get Harrison's fill in along with this vocal melody B flat. So what I'm doing is I'm doing the hybrid picking thing. I'm plucking the first 2 strings along with the open 6th, and my alarm is going off. Wouldn't you know it? Just as I'm messing up the ending, my alarm is going off. Excuse me, one sec. It's Murphy's Law. Murphy's Law never fails. But I'm back, and the beeping has stopped. Okay. So yeah, it's going to be open 6th string with the pick, pluck the first 2 strings, and we've got strings 6 and 5. Play the 3rd string 3rd fret. Play the 4th string 5th fret, play the 4th string 2nd fret. So it's a crazy way of trying to accommodate the fills again. So again, this is the last run through with the verse. This is like before. come up for this same chord position. It's the C. You know, it's the C position, the cowboy chord. But now we're up at B flat. So here is 5th string, 13th fret. And then going across the strings, this is the 12th, this is the 10th, and this is on the 11th. And I'm barring down so I can get the 1st string, which is D. This is the high part at the end with McCartney. Till there is you. That thing. Okay, now we're gonna bar strings 2, 3, and 4. If you can. If you can't, don't bother with the bass, but I like to try to throw in the E flat here. Now we're gonna brush the bottom part of the chord, pinky on and off. Now we're gonna move to the bottom part of this B7 bar chord. This is the E flat 6 again. Then we go to E flat major 7, which is actually what the Beatles had ended the tune on. But I have to thank my friend Ernie Pugliese. He showed me the Tad Dameron ending, which I can't resist because I have no self-discipline. I'm going to go from the E flat major 7 up to G flat major 7 to B major 7 to E major 7, and then just to be wacky, we're going to throw in okay. So all that is, it's a little quote out of another Lennon and McCartney, which is "If I Fell." So it's going to be, again, the hybrid picking, because I'm plucking the 4th string and the 2nd string together. You don't want to strum because you don't want to hear that 3rd string at all. So we're plucking strings 2 and 4, and we're going to go bar. This is this. Now we're going to bar strings 2 and 3. Now we're going to play 4th fret on the 3rd string along with the 1st fret on the 4th string. And we're going to go right into a nice E flat major 7. I hope you find that fun. I hope you like the tune. I've always loved the tune. I never got tired of it. Somebody pointed out that a lot of Beatle books that say, you know, every Beatles song sometimes leave this out because it's so atypical, I guess, and kind of like by the wayside in history. But I appreciate you watching. Thanks so much. Let me know if you have any comments or questions. Subscribe if you haven't. Throw me a like. I'd really appreciate it. It helps me a lot. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Okay. Have a great day.